Missouri's unemployment overpayment continues to be a big focus for News 4 investigators. Now the head of the state's unemployment program has been called to the carpet.
Lawmakers questioning her about the story that we broke. Tens of thousands of Missourians told to pay back benefits they got to get by during the pandemic. Tonight, News 4 investigator Lauren Traeger says the problem is a whole lot bigger than we first thought.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are now expressing concern about why state government mistakenly gave out millions upon millions of your tax dollars, especially because they say regular people, many seriously struggling during the pandemic, are being told to pay back the money or it will be taken from them.
I'm fuming that y'all did something wrong.
At a hearing in Jefferson City Tuesday, lawmakers asked the head of the Department of Labor to explain what's become a major problem across the entire state. Last month, News 4 Investigates first told you at least 11,300 people had been mistakenly overpaid on federal unemployment funds to the tune of more than $44 million. Despite the fact the state has previously told News 4 they couldn't provide more data, Tuesday we learned that the actual numbers are 46,000 people impacted and $150 million mistakenly paid. Department of Labor officials have refused to interview with News 4, but Tuesday in the hearing, the director stood firm about recouping the money, even in cases of non-fraud or pure mistakes.
At the end of the day, we take this responsibility very seriously that we are entrusted with taxpayer dollars to pay out a benefit for which people have to fulfill a particular criteria.
It was the state's error. It wasn't the individual. They weren't doing it out of fraud, or they weren't trying to defraud the government. They legitimately needed the money.
Republican State Representative Jared Taylor from near Springfield says he, like News 4, has heard from many people fearful of how they would ever pay this money back. He and other lawmakers now looking to waive people's debts to the state.
It's our responsibility in government oversight to hold government accountable, no matter who's in office. I think that we expect, as taxpayers, we expect our government to work for us, and we deserve to know what happened if there was an issue and how do we address the problem going forward so this doesn't happen again.
Some other lawmakers are filing legislation to try to fix this problem. The labor director claims overpayments like this are just a normal part of the process, a small one too, even when it's not in a pandemic. But the volume is just so much bigger because of the coronavirus crisis. Certainly a lot more to come on this issue, and I'll be on top of it. I'm Lauren Traeger, News 4 Investigates.
The Department of Labor also says it's the governor's call. Governor Parson has stated he's not in favor of clearing people's debts. Today, our Angie Riccono asked the governor again about this.
We're giving people opportunity to pay that money back, whether it be over a length of time or whether they can or whether they can't. But the first thing you got to do is I think you got to ask for the money back. I mean, that's taxpayer money. That's not anybody's, that's not government quote, but those are everyday people's money that paid that in. So I think it's an obligation, one, that we got to go out there and say, by the way, you received more money than you should have got.
If you want to get in touch with your state representative or the governor about this issue, we have that information for you on this story on the KMOV News app and KMOV.com.